let's talk about something. Let's talk about some topics. When you ask God for something, God will reveal to you anything that's blockages, whether it's internal, whether it's external, whatever it is dealing with you or around you, God will reveal in terms of the blockages that is holding you back from what you have prayed for, what you have manifested, and what you seek, right? So one thing about me is I love growth. Like, I love growing emotionally, mentally, spiritually, in every single aspect. Like, I love growing. I love being able to reprogram and restructure myself and envisioning my higher self on a day-to-day as I'm going through the day-to-day, envisioning my higher self of reaching those aspects in character. It has nothing to do with looks. It has nothing to do with materialistic possessions. It has everything to do with integrity, everything to do with character, everything to do with internal, right? So I love in terms of growing in those areas, and I'm always seeking to grow and evolve in those areas. And so I had noticed that, I asked God in terms of limitations. Reveal to me my own limitations that are blocking me from reaching my highest aspects of myself, because everything I need is already within me. God, sometimes when you ask for it, God will boom, right in your face. Focus on this, work on this, do this. So I consider it pure joy. I consider it pure joy when God shows me. Like, I can see other people easily, you know what I mean? And when it comes to myself, I'm very self-aware, I'm very, acknowledgeable, but I'm always wanting to grow. I'm always wanting to transform. I'm always wanting to out with the old, in with the new, And that's what life is about, to be honest. Like, life is about continuously growing. And a lot of people are okay with being content with where they are. And even if they are aware of their own aspects within themselves, they just don't care enough. If you haven't watched Love is Blind, look at Love is Blind. Hannah's the perfect example. She's fully aware of her shortcomings. She's fully aware in the areas that she needs to work in, but yet I am who I am. And having that kind of attitude, I'm done talking about her, but having that kind of attitude in general, like, if I was to have that kind of attitude, I would never have gotten this far as I have in life. I would never be able to see with a clear vision things that God are moving in my favor and moving, for me, So I consider it a beautiful thing when I step back, I embrace the truth, I embrace the facts. I embrace the truth and people that's in my life. And I embrace the truth. Like, help me be better, It's like, help me grow, and show me, in a sense. So sometimes God has things around you in your life, internally or externally, that you need to work on, that you need to remove, that you need to focus on, for you to be able to obtain every single thing of what you have prayed for, wanted for, and what God has planned for you. And you can't be in the way of that, because when you want to step into a new season of life, it's about the darkness coming into light. So consider it pure joy when the darkness comes into light. I'm not talking about anything like extravagant, like any darkness in terms of any extravagancy. I'm talking about being unaware and wanting and seeking and wanting to grow, especially if you're a person that loves to grow. So you are always looking and seeking, how can I do this better? How can I do that better? How can I think differently than this time, the next time, So consider it pure joy when the light is brought to you and God reveals to you attributes in your life that's internally or externally that is blocking you in any way, shape, or form. And don't become content. Because when you accept it, when you see it and you don't accept it and you don't address it head on, you're going to be your own hindrance. And I tell myself all the time, and I tell God all the time, I'm not hindering myself. I'm not going to let me get in my own way of what God has for me, or the person that I can be, and the person that I'm going to grow into. I'm not going to allow me to get in my way of that. Whatever it is, God, whatever you put on my plate, we gonna eat it. How many will do the same?